2, 3.
Hi, welcome to the Bugzilla project meeting for Wednesday, June, what is today, the 5th?
The 5th,
Checking
yeah.
my calendar here. Today is June 5th, 2019. And I'm David Miller. I'm the project lead. And with me, I've got Dylan Hardison. And I see Kioski over there somewhere.
Kohei Yoshino.
Yep. Kohei Toronto. TOR.
Yeah.
In the Toronto office.
All right. So I'm going to dive in for what I got because it's not a lot, but it is progress. So the Harmony branch is at about commit parity right now through some difficult merges with the BMO branch. And as of now, it is published the code is in the GitHub repo and the Docker build file builds. The Docker image has been tested by at least one other person and it works with some difficulty, which you had to go through. So I'm going to clear up the docs on that. But basically, the Harmony branch is interrunnable, although still very similar to BMO state. So what I have to announce is I want to be able to run through and continuously find issues with the Harmony thing. So I am going to start running Bugzilla.ninja full-time as a second site, so to speak, that can kind of be the goal that Landfill used to fall in. I'm going to set it up as part of the continuous integration thing so that every time we commit something to the master branch, the Bugzilla.ninja site will update. And when it breaks, I'll fix it. And I'm also going to try to make sure that the setup for it is easy. The full setup for it, I'll automate, and it won't be a special snowflake install. It'll just be like how you get it installed.
So that's our replacement for landfill then.
Yep, that will be the landfill replacement. At some point, we may want to reconsider if we want to track our own bugs there separately. I don't want to do that yet because I don't want to put that much reliability faith in it. But I think still operating it as Bugzilla.ninja so that it's always running and isn't just running on my workstation would be beneficial for code quality. So that's all there is there. I still haven't figured out how to do the commit merging thing, but I have another site that's working actively with me to switch over from upstream Bugzilla to Harmony. And he did Kai Hendry actually did a substantial amount of legwork to figure out how to get the configuration done. I will point out though, he didn't have to install dependencies and he didn't have to change any code. He just had to figure out what file he used to put in the local config file and environmental variables. So very happy with that. Progressing along, we also have an open bug that is kind of difficult to fix that's preventing people from using Bugzilla in general that we may have to fix in both the 5.0 branch and the master one, which is the groups table is now a SQL violation in the latest version of MySQL, and it's not simple. There's not like a single place where the groups table is used, so we have to go through and quote it in a bunch of places, and I haven't spent time doing it yet. I'm going to make myself have to fix that because Bugzilla.ninja is going to run on MySQL 8 or the equivalent version of MariaDB. So I will have to make that work. So that's where that's going. But yeah, big thanks to Kai, who's I think on some kind of vacation now, but he's getting more involved with the community and was someone actually taking the code and running it and getting it running themselves is very valuable. It's as valuable as development effort in my opinion, because it's really hard to do. So I'm actually, that's bad marketing. It's not really hard to do because it's Bugzilla or anything. It's just really to spend the time to get it configured when the documentation isn't written yet is a valuable thing to contribute to an open source project. So props for him doing that if he sees this. That's about all I had on that front. There hasn't been anything upstream related. However, when I say that the BMO code and Harmony are at parity right now, that includes the stylistic changes and dark mode, light mode that Kohei has done. It includes other changes that have gone out in the last release, which includes when you visit the new bug page, the file bug, it shows you your most recently filed components. That used to take multiple seconds, and now it takes I think it takes 45 milliseconds to respond, which is really fast. We continue to see gains when we refactor some of the old Bugzilla code to be fast. Like if you're watching this and you're like, where's Bugzilla going? What is, I don't know if I can stick with this. We scale really well in most cases now. A majority of page views and API hits are pretty fast, and the remaining slow ones are well known to the team, and we'll be continuing to just obliterate those obstacles and make it faster. So, also case in point, since the last time we had this meeting, I would like to point out that in terms of performance and speed, that bugzilla.mozilla.org was on the front page of Hacker News for a while, and other sites that have received similar treatment, like a instance that Mozilla runs of Discourse crashed, but Bugzilla did not crash. It actually only saw 16% load. So I want to reiterate that Bugzilla is really fast. So whatever other problems we have, we are definitely fast. So that's fine. I just want to say I was really proud of that. Like it's plus on our ops side that to have the infrastructure for that too. Like if you ran this on a Raspberry Pi or something, you wouldn't be that scalable. But still, you could probably run a substantial Bugzilla install on a Raspberry Pi and it wouldn't be a big deal. That's all I have at the moment, but just Dave, when I get this set up, I'm going to try to figure out, I want to do some kind of clever joking thing like we had on Landfill. So I'll be picking your brain about what joke products we can put in the Bugzilla.ninja thing. I like some of the historical flair that we had before, because I remember reading through old code samples. Like I remember there was one group of users called the landlords or something because it was a landfill. I want to have some amusing, nothing that could be offensive, of course, but amusing little things like that to give a character.
Okay.
Be a good demo site. So, that's all that I have. I hope that's good enough. Like I hope that some people are excited about the fact that it'll be running. It is very possible that after this happens and you commit if you get something committed to master branch on the Harmony repo, that you break the site. But the automation part of that will just be such that if it's broken the next time, then like the next commit still gets deployed and all that. So it'll just be a really good, like a kind of like a QA thing. So I'm kind of excited to get that set up. So that's what I got. Hey, Dev, are there any other recent cool changes that I have neglected to mention? I kind of glossed over, like we have the UI is completely different now, and if you're in the dark mode stuff's really cool. But I know what else is going on. I forgot. I think there's something.
Not so many things, but yeah, the few things are still on the review queue, like a new custom UI, custom search UI. It's on the review queue. So.
We need to get, we showed that last month. That needs to go out to BMO too. And that will go out. Yeah. That'll go out and I'll sync that to Harmony immediately. And so
that's pretty exciting. But otherwise, yeah, there are not so many things like, Mozilla specific things or, most of the things.
Which is fine. The difficulty, like one thing that we made a decision recently is the secure mail extension is going to be core. We had to make that. We wanted to make that decision because it influences some UI elements that I think are important. But I don't. That'll be a big deal. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say. Just Dave, do you have any other questions for me or of that nature?
Nothing I can think of. That's the banner on the Twitter account right now. That's where I got that from.
I mean, I think grass is appropriate because there's bugs crawling around the grass. So
you're wearing a green shirt and told it you had a green screen?
Yeah, no, blue shirt, but yeah. In fact, I don't have a cup. I have a coffee cup that's the same color, so I can hold that up sometimes. It's been really amusing. And currently, the Bugzilla.ninja is down because I'm moving it, but it will be back up in like a day or two. It might take till the weekend, to be honest, but it'll be back up and running.
Okay.
Yep. So, and if you did want to, after this, because I can push up the Docker image, Bugzilla /Harmony, tag latest will be the latest working code. It will be on Docker Hub. README should show up, and the README documents the environmental variables you need to set. To be really brief, if you just set the environmental variables for the database, and then precede, this is like preceding the database is something you have requires some manual intervention, but maybe by the time I push that up, it'll be fixed. Anyway, you put in the database parameters. You don't need anything else. You don't need a memcache technically, although it makes it better. And then you just run the Bugzilla container and with its default set of arguments, and it starts up a server that listens on a defined port, which is configurable with the standard port environmental variable that most other Docker containers use. And it works. Previously, to give you an idea how well it works, up until I took Bugzilla.ninja down like yesterday to do work, it had been running from the Docker container for about a week. Granted, the amount of traffic that sees is minuscule, but it does see some traffic, and like the Google search bot indexed it, and it just worked out. It wasn't as performant as like BMO because it was only a single web worker, but it proves the point that the Docker container is as reliable as what we have in production BMO, and it's theirs for the taking. So
Cool.
Very happy about that. That's all I've got.
I don't have anything new in particular to share. So.
I think if there's no other questions.
Anybody else on the call have questions about anything? Or anything they want to show off?
I do have one question.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, and please, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello,
So-
Emmanuel, ask your question. We can hear you.
Yeah. Are there any more releases with the 5.0 branch planned?
There will be, because we made some mistakes in that release process. So there needs to be a few more checks and notes taken, and we are going to have to fix the MySQL 8 thing. And we're going to have to make the version of MySQL required. So we have a choice here. The last release I made, we removed MyISM support from a table, which actually dropped support for older MySQL. And I think that that's the correct decision, but we didn't communicate that. So we have to communicate that change, because we have the choice between either supporting versions of MySQL going forward or versions going backward. And I think that it's more valuable in the terms of upgrades to support newer MySQLs. Like if you're running an old version, you're kind of already in a bad place, like older than 5. It's kind of already bad, but it's if there's a security thing or anything, you can patch around that. But it's the general audience probably needs to support the current-ish stable supported version of MySQL and the newer bleeding edge ones, rather than going backwards. So anyway, the next update will feature a revised release notes. And then we also messed up patch generation. I'm not sure what happened with that. So that's going to be in there. That's kind of like developer errata. I will carve out time for that on Saturday because it's important. So it's more important than the Bugzilla Ninja stuff, to be honest. I've just been off my plate. So, but yeah, the groups thing is the most difficult to fix though.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I don't want to kill 5.0 yet because Harmony's not in a great state, but yeah, I'll fix the release regressions. We're still going to go for a slimmer release process, but we went too slim. So it's like finding the right path to being able to do this where it doesn't take someone all day to do it. So very good. Thank you for the question and actually bringing that up, because it's important that you kind of it's good to keep me accountable for those sorts of things, because I haven't had a lot of time to do that, but things are changing in a way that should make that better if possible in the future. And with that, I think we're at a wrap, unless Emmanuel, you have any additional questions, or if I didn't answer that satisfactorily.
No, nothing else.
Okay. Right. Dave, I'm ready to call it quits if you are. And,
okay.
You can pull the plug. Thank you for showing up, everyone, and especially thanks, Kohei, for being so very, very productive and fixing so many long-standing bugs. Like it's really incredible. And as I use Bugzilla every day, it impacts my mood and productivity levels to just.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everyone. I'm going to hit the leave meeting button now.
And our next meeting will be on July 3rd.
The 3rd of July,
So-
we should call that the Dependence Day meeting because, you know, it's Dependence Day in the US. I have a T-shirt actually that says the 3rd of July, Dependence Day on it. It's pretty great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope to see everybody next month then.
Bye.
Bye, folks.